What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the back nine coverage of the Raymond Seick Memorial 2024 here at Fort Steilacoom Disc Golf Course in Lakewood, Washington. Oh man, this has been a crazy card. I am Peter Artman, and joined with me is tournament competitor and MVP player Tyler Schrock. Tyler, we got Chandler up by one stroke. It's been a crazy, jam-packed front nine. What do you think about this so far?
Yeah, we're 2.5 rounds into this event, just 9 holes to go. Myself, Chandler, Thad, and Nick, we're all trying to do our best to try to just finish this out strong. The woods, the OB, this course can be really punishing. Hole 10's a good example. So about 330 feet here, we'll see OB going down both sides, marked here with flags, and we'll see the basket tucked just slightly off to the right here. This hole is relatively open. I think most people are probably throwing either a forehand or a mid-range or something like that to get to this hole. But yeah, plenty of trouble to be had. First up on the tee is Thad. He's really narrowed the lead down to Chandler, like you mentioned, all the way down to one stroke. So we'll see what he can do with the backhand off the tee. Going high, turning kind of quickly. It looks like he is caught just on the edge. It appears he should be just barely safe on that one.
Yeah, he got saved there, yeah. Very fortunate. Let's see what Nickolas Culver can cook up here.
Just be a slider.
A little low, but safe. I think he has a good view of it, view of the basket. It's good for him.
I had some issues with this whole first round. I decided to kind of disc down and just try to throw a hex right down the middle and maybe finish up right at the tree. I like the shot, but out of my hand it flipped a little quickly. I've been noticing I've turned over a few shots already this round. That one did settle just barely safe. So flirting with that line, but thankfully saving an OB stroke just barely.
Yeah.
So good. Keep turning a bit. Keep dropping.
Chandler hoping to get more flip. That is going left. Have some meat on that bone to pick off. It looks like you can't really see the basket from here, but you'll probably have a forehand approach, if I'm right.
Yep, I've been leaning pretty hard on the forehand, just trying to throw it kind of towards that big tree at the corner and avoid some of these early bushes. There's lots of kind of tough to see branches that make it pretty obstructed, so kind of throwing a little sawed-off hyzer, trying to put it relatively close. Actually gave the basket a little bit of a scare on the way by, but thankfully it stuck pretty close.
Yeah, it looks like it could be a fast green if you have it flat, go a distance, but spiked it well. Let's see what Thad can pull out here from the bushes. Good approach shot. Looks like should be getting his par. Nick's got to look to run it. Oh, good little kick. Easy park.
Yep. A hole that's lined like this with OB, I feel like it kind of slows players down from being overly aggressive on the green or with the approaches. Everybody's just trying to clean up and play a little bit more conservative than they would on maybe a slightly more open hole.
I feel that. Chandler, just outside, hits basket, unfortunately.
Having a standoff there between Chandler and
Little game of
Thad.
politeness.
Both of them, it looks like, will be taking their pars there.
Yeah, looks like an all-around party.
Yeah, relatively short cleanup putt, but again, nothing's a guarantee here, so.
No, it's good, man. You take your time on all your shots, and in a tournament, you have to make sure you're composed and don't get carried away.
All right, so a pair of holes here. We're going to play the first one downhill and the second one coming back up. So hole 11 is about 290 feet. I would say it plays much closer to maybe 200 or 220 feet, shooting way downhill. So a lot of players are going for a putter or kind of a slower approach disc. I'm just trying to shape something kind of over this kind of down tree right now and kind of check up in that little corner there. A really touchy hole, kind of not very forgiving at points as well.
Yeah, to many it's a poke and hope, and even some people take a forehand just to try to be safe. And Thad just doesn't care. He's fearless with these lines, and he's really shaping his shots well. Great shot from him off the tee.
That one's just slightly right, but he's definitely putting on the hole. This one looks a little bit too outside from Nickolas. Tough to see exactly where he finished, but he'll have a little bit of work left with this hole. Trying to shape an anode on this one. I've thrown kind of a flippier anode before. This one's a little bit of a straighter anode. Had a good result in round one. I feel like this, again, just a really touchy hole. Don't have to throw it overly hard, just need to kind of hit the gap and hit the angle.
Oh, looking nice.
This one's heading down the left side, but gets some really nice ground play.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll take it.
A cheater roll, as they'd say, as some would say. Very nice shots.
Yeah, several of our local courses that have those hills. Yeah, if you get a favorable bounce, you can attribute it to the cheater roll. Here Chandler's kind of punching this one. This is a bit of an ace run, little left of the basket, hopping down. He hit the line really nicely on that shot.
Brilliant park job there, making it look easy.
So Nickolas does have some work, as we saw with a couple players in round one. If you get caught short, this second shot is very tricky.
Ooh.
Wow, and he makes that one from over the branch, 50 plus feet with a bunch of obstruction there. That's one that makes you smile. It's a great putt.
Over the log, over some branches. Didn't matter. God, what a great putt from way outside. Yeah, so he's just.
All right, so what was looking like an unlikely star frame is looking pretty inevitable right now. So Thad's up pretty close here for this putt.
There we go. Now it's up to you. It's up to you to keep the bird frame going.
Yep. Super close. A little bit of weird footing. Kind of a steep spot here, as you can kind of see on the camera. Good enough putt there, and Chandler will just have a tap in. His drive, I think, was definitely the cleanest of the group.
Yeah. Yep, still one stroke away from Chandler, that is. So, oh man, this is getting interesting for me, man. I'm getting excited over here. All right, here we got hole 12, par 3, 310 feet. As we saw in the first round, it's going to be the same treacherous things to avoid. The hill is evil. The hill, can turn a birdie look into a double bogey, and you have that really nice look for the little V tree there, and also, obviously you have that flat line there that some people will lay up to try to cash the par. Let's see what Nick can pull out. Looks like he's going high on the hill, hoping to land up there. Oof. And he's a bit in the bushes there, going a little too far.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of a common collection point, actually. It's easy to end up a little bit too straight. You want to wrap over to the right, but you don't want to kick down or kick right. Mm-hmm. So I'm a little bit limited with the distance forehand, so I'm going with a backhand turnover, just trying to, again, get clean airspace. You got to play a little bit of kind of luck and plinko game to get a look at this hole. This shot was able to kind of get clean a little bit short of the basket, but I'll have kind of half a look, actually. So I'm about midway through circle 2 up this fairway.
Yeah, that's a great look. That's, seems like ideal spot.
Chandler here is opting for the backhand himself, trying to throw something kind of high and inside. Catches a few branches, and he's kind of getting a little backwards kick as well. He's in kind of a soft, gravelly, like side hill here. And we'll see from his spot, he took a moment kind of digging in his footing and really having kind of an awkward scramble from here. And unfortunately doesn't progress super far kind of coming up the hill. So still a lot of work left for his scramble to get to the basket.
Yeah, Thad from down the hill unfortunately catches that bush and an unfortunate rollback. Oh man, he's still on the hill. He's got some work to do.
Yep. Yeah, this hole's taken some strokes here from the lead card. We've seen relatively clean play aside from maybe a missed putt here, or a tree clip there, but this hole can be really punishing. So it looks like Thad with that will have some work left even to save his bogey there. We're seeing Nickolas now kind of make his way into the bush, so he's a bit left and kind of behind the hill behind us.
Oh, really bad roll.
As you can hear on camera, that shot actually caught a branch up high and made contact with Chandler on its flight backwards.
Whoa.
So we'll see the replay here. And I think we're also seeing a provisional being played. So this was a ruling that was really tough in the moment. And in the reading of the rule here is talking about intentionally altering flight. So some type of intentional interference. We ruled Chandler did try to move out of the way, but was unable to. So his interference was ruled as not intentional. So he was,
12 feet behind
it made so that Nickolas was not able to take this provisional and had to take that shot actually where it landed. So that's where we're going to catch him right now.
Was Chandler okay? Did it?
Peter, I don't know about you, but this is the first experience that I've had.
Yeah, I've never.
Yeah, no, totally fine, coming in soft. Caught him in the shoulder, but caught our entire card off base.
Yeah, I mean, that's a weird little pause in tournament play, being like, just having to revisit the rules that you kind of, you don't really visit that one too much, I'd say. When you hit a player, what happens? God, that's crazy. Here we got you for going uphill for your birdie.
Yeah, that putt was one I either wanted to cash or airball, so kind of mission semi-accomplished there. I'll have a short comebacker. This basket's tricky. Thad'll have this for his bogey, so he's played a very clean round so far. We'll definitely want to clean this one up. A little bit of an awkward stance.
Man, good putt.
Nice committed putt
Good
there. Solid bogey save.
Yeah, it can be intimidating with that hill on the side too. I mean, one errant shot that can roll back down and that just restarts the hole for you. Here we got Nick from the bushes going for bogey. Not sure if all the rethrows he had to do.
Yeah, we'll clean it up here at the end. He does have 2 putts that'll finish up. He did end up taking a bogey on this hole, so that shot that did just bounce with Chandler, so he did actually collect a bogey on this hole.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
his second shot that did connect with Chandler did kind of stay down there at the bottom of the hill, chipped up, took his bogey.
Okay. Either way, it was meant to be.
Yep, definitely glad we took the provisional and kind of took it to the tournament director and read the rules closely at the end. Yeah, the only interference mentioned now is, the intentional interference, which we ruled did not happen.
Okay. So when that happens, do you?
All right, and here's the provisional.
Sorry, do you call the tournament director like right then there, like, hey man, like we're on this and this happened? Is that how you break down something during a tournament?
Good question. We actually ended up, we just recorded the bogey, and we were going to commit to talk to the tournament director before submitting our scores.
Okay.
So we did that. As we finished the round, we found the tournament director within just a couple minutes
Gotcha.
before any of our scores were submitted.
It's good to know.
Yep, but when in doubt, always play out the provisional. Just makes options for all the players involved, especially if there's a few rules about it.
And Chandler doesn't look too happy about the bogey, and I think about the results that have played out. Yeah,
we're all trying to kind of move past. That was a slow hole, a tough hole. Here we're at a little change of pace, a short one here on hole number 13. Only about 220 feet. Kind of pick your gap. You can throw a short approach disc, a putter, a forehand, lots of different lines. but there is a Mando kind of blocking that big hyzer out to the right. So that par in the last hole was good enough to take the box for me. So I'm reaching for a little quick flipping anode here, trying to get it relatively close.
Miss it. That was a terrible throw anyway.
So not very successful there, unfortunately. Just kind of a undercommitted shot there. 200 feet short, but needed to put a little bit more spin and snap behind that one.
Yeah. Looks like you're at least in line for par, at least. I can have a good up for it. Let's see what that can pull out.
Yep. Yep. I like this outside line here from Thad. The battle it continues between Chandler and Thad here. I was able to pick up a stroke on them on that last hole, but time's kind of running short here. So if anybody's going to make a move, it's going to have to happen here in this upcoming stretch. Here's Nickolas.
Last couple times I've played it, I've gotten the ground toward he's about to get.
He's hitting that kind of straighter gap really nicely, and he gets that nice kind of sliding ground play. He should be relatively close there, probably inside of 20 feet there for his birdie putt.
Looks like we see Chandler here going for the lone forehand.
Get through it. Chunk it. Chunk it.
Successful in round one, and it looks like he's taken a similar route. He did connect with the tree, but it was real late in the flight, so he should be relatively close there for his putt and his look for two. I, for better or worse, am kind of married to these forehand shots. This was not one of my better ones, but I was able to kind of plinko around and get within about 15 feet.
Okay, it'll look the same on the scorecard.
Yeah. So here's Thad to continue to apply pressure. And hits it for the birdie. Really clean putting and really clean game for him so far this round. Yeah, he's been the one to kind of step up. So momentarily tied, but Chandler there takes the birdie to keep his one-stroke lead.
And looks like an easy cleanup for Nick Culver. There we go. Staying within reach of you and some of the other competitors.
3-pointed stars, no star.
Yep, certainly keeping it tight. So I picked up a stroke on the prior hole, and then the rest of the card picked up a stroke on me there. Here's hole 14, about 318 feet here. We're kind of flying down the path and on the trail. And here in a moment, we'll see the basket kind of come into view on the right side. So you want to draw something ever so slightly left to right. It is kind of a scary putt looking down this hill. You'll see a lot of discs either go a little bit too far or kind of settle down behind the basket into those bushes. So for most MPO players, probably a mid-range or some type of an approach disc once again.
Yeah.
Here's Thad stepping up first.
Kiss nice.
Ooh, that shot turned quickly out of his hand. He'll have a bit of work left. It seems like he actually picked up pretty good progress down the fairway. Might be able to kind of get over the bushes on his second shot and put it relatively close, but definitely in a position to be hunting down a par.
Either right bend. Push.
Nick off the tee. Pretty much in the same route. They'll be hanging out, looks like in the bushes. Finding a route outside there.
Yep. Yeah, he appeared to make a bit more progress, so one you're not too upset about. If you break a little bit right, you can typically make something happen. Here's Chandler again with another Pathfinder. He had good luck on this hole the first round. This one's standing up and getting that kind of late drift.
Yeah, that disc is bread and butter.
Almost an ace run from that one.
I'll have to take it.
Yeah.
A good shot from him.
Really good shot, really good angle. Giving some love to the cameraman. Got to kiss the ring. Got to kiss the ring.
He's looking for all the juju. Trying to steal it off Justin.
So I was seeing the rest of the card kind of get their shots flipped over. I'm throwing a bit more of a stable hex, trying to get it down there. And I felt like this was way too far left, but it kind of slowly drew its way right.
Yeah.
So wasn't sure that shot the entire route, but I'll be in fairly decent position with a look down the fairway for a putt at birdie.
Let's see, that out of the bushes, great.
So I don't think I saw
Great
this.
recovery.
Yeah, I didn't see that live, but that kind of step jump putt from where he was at was a really creative way to kind of progress there and get a look for his par.
Nick from outside, oh, just hitting Weak right,
goodness.
but looks like it stayed down. Chandler's got a bit of a...
Yeah, a really great effort from where he was, though. That's certainly a tough look.
Yeah, Chandler's got a little bit of a tester here with a downhill putt for bird. Just a little low. Luckily the disc stays. That's what you want.
Yeah, Chandler has just kind of not quite capitalized. Chandler's just not quite capitalized on a few holes that I know that in earlier rounds he was pretty good for there. So leaving a few strokes out there, but still maintaining that 1-stroke lead.
Yeah, door's open for you.
Here I am with this look from maybe about 22 to 25 feet, looking kind of downhill. High on the chains, but right down the middle. So left a stroke to the card on the last hole, but picked one up there.
Good conversion. So at this point, we're about to get to hole 15. Are you? Is there scores you can look at? Is there any thoughts of that about how your other card mates are doing in the field?
At this point, I had kind of opted not to look at scores. I knew at this point that I hadn't bogeyed, and I knew that my putting was fairly decent, but I was just kind of committed to playing the round out and kind of sticking into my own game. But that served me well in the past. I'll typically reserve scores if I know things are going really well, or if I feel like things aren't going well, then I need to assess the damage. So I was kind of just slowly developing momentum here as we entered into hole 15.
Yeah.
So, hole 15 here, we have a short par 4. Bigger arms can get a look for the 2, but for most players, you just want to kind of get a clean drive, often with a slight turn down this fairway, and kind of chip up in what can be a routine 3 for those tee shots that get off and avoid any trees. So don't want to go too far left, too far right, or connect with a tree, but lots of space to operate. And as I mentioned, there's plenty of space to operate. This shot was low and left immediately out of my hand, but thankfully progressed far enough to get back in bounds. So I'll probably have about 200 feet left on this hole. Not a very good kind of human to disc connection there. That did not feel good coming out of my hand. Just a bit out of sync.
And Thad hitting first available.
Thad unfortunately followed me down that left side and got punished.
No, he did not get the same treatment there. Nick, I think, oh man, he was going extra right, but it looks like he caught another bandit tree.
Yeah, for whatever reason, we had played incredibly clean and we're stepping up to an easy hole, and it feels like we were all pressing a bit here. So we're seeing some second shots from way farther back than what you'd expect from an MPO lead card here. This hole can be certainly a very achievable one. So, all right. Here we are from Thad's 3rd shot on this hole, so a bit of work left still. Flexing, getting knocked down, so he'll have a long look now for par. I'm kind of tucked up to this left side. I'm reaching for a putter here and trying to throw a bit of a turnover shot from my angle there. And my shot actually nestles up within about 10 feet. So despite being out of position, I kind of got a nice quick scramble in there to stop the bleeding and kind of pick up a good fortunate birdie there.
Got Chandler over here from the right. And he looks like he's scooping in for a look at birdie. We'll have to see how close his approach shot was. Thad from about 50-ish feet. Let's see if his putting can stay on fire. Oh, no. Unfortunate there, a little too high. Oh, and he's still got some...
So that was his putt for par.
That was for par, okay.
I believe this will be his putt for bogey.
Oh, no.
Just getting terrible reactions here. Thad, after playing a really clean round, it just seems like he's going to take a big number here. We'll have to see kind of where things shake out and how that affects the scoring and positioning. Here's Nickolas. After some pretty good scrambling, he's able to collect birdie on this hole.
Thad taking his time.
Thad kind of taking his time, trying to recalibrate.
Oh, no. Blow up holes, you hate to see them.
Yep.
Good cash from Chandler.
So with this, I'll be tapping in as well. So we'll have 3 birdies, and we'll kind of have to let the score ticker kind of update us here. This is a number that don't want to dwell on it too much here, but for Thad, this is really just an inopportune kind of change of events for him. So dropping quite a few strokes to the card into the field on that hole.
Man. Oh, well, let's shake that off. And
so here we move to hole 16.
Let's yeah, go ahead.
Hole 16, a challenging shot here. So we're seeing kind of the gauntlet of trees off to the right side. You can kind of throw a straight to hyzer shot down this right side, or you can shoot down the left side with a flipping shot as well. Several different gaps, several different routes, but difficult shot to park. You won't see it picked off too often, but certainly a fun hole to throw. You can kind of see that left-hand turnover route shown there on camera. So I'm stepping up first to the tee, trying to throw down that left side with a turning shot.
Yeah, go ahead.
And as we came through, we're noticing some other competitors with a little bit of crossing fairway. So I said hi to those folks, reset, and kind of ready to go. So my shot was a little bit low out of my hand. I'll be relatively far down the fairway, but not exactly parked or not exactly a fully committed shot there.
Inside it. Gappy. Go. Gap flag.
Yeah, looks good out of hand. Have to see if anything got in his way, but that looked like a great shot off the tee. Chandler ripping one, and oh yeah, you can see that's by the basket.
Yeah, we've got quite a few folks just trying to play kind of some recovery shots here a little bit. Certainly a challenging hole, and especially after kind of what's been unfolding here, all just trying to collect ourselves and put a good move on it. Thad definitely putting a good move on this one. We'll see it progress all the way, and it looks like it's going to skip a bit deep left of the basket there.
Yeah, good shot after kind of a tough blow-up hole there, so that's good to see. His tournament spirit still alive.
Right, and here I am kind of tucked behind a tree, again kind of reaching for this forehand. Hasn't done me wrong so far, leaving that one a little bit short, but still within range for a putt.
Yeah.
So it looks like we'll have both Chandler and Thad here will have a look at this putt here from kind of left of the basket.
Just a little left.
And like you mentioned, yeah, Thad's looking for a little bit of redemption here. So just outside the circle, this one would kind of help pack the wounds a little bit. And a great hit there. Super confident.
With authority. That's good to see. That's always good to see when someone can recover from that. So you got Nickolas Culver. Looking to convert. Oh no.
Just an unfortunate miss there. He's had a pretty good putter the whole day. Just kind of let that one swing on him a little bit. Here's Chandler coming back, able to make good. So at this point, I hadn't really tracked Chandler's score as we were talking on the last hole, but I'm in a fairly decent spot here, looking to see what I can do to kind of narrow that gap. There's not really much time left, but certainly some challenging holes left in both 17 and 18. We'll actually see later as well, as we're kind of showing the final scores, there's also some work being done by our chase card, so we'll have to see how that impacts kind of the podium and the final positions here. No lead is safe here at Northwest.
Yeah.
Here we are on hole number 17, 465 feet. about the first 400 feet is relatively wide open here. Most players are throwing a distance driver with kind of some late fade, looking to kind of skip and slide and enter the woods here late. Even getting a look at this hole is a pretty good accomplishment. A little bit long for a par 3, but yeah, certainly something that can be attacked if you get a good rip off on the drive. After his birdie, Thad's getting aggressive here. This line is looking really good. We'll check on the finish. Skips it pretty far up. I believe he'll be inside of circle 2 there.
Yeah, this one's always fun to watch. Some of the pros bomb, and through the years watching tournaments live and seeing the pros, you know, park this hole or just get a good rip on it. Looks like he got a good rip on it here too. Getting almost in tree range.
So I was a little animated on this. Yeah, on that drive I recognized, like, I had thrown my last 3 distance shots really poorly, and I was just happy to throw a distance S shot relatively online. So I'll have a lot of work left. Here's Chandler. He was able to pick off this hole in round 1, so we'll see if he can get this Emperor up and moving. Looking great on this line once
Speaking
again.
of bombs. There you go. So he's also in circle 2.
Absolutely.
He's happy on that one.
Yep. He and Thad will be very close. Yeah, very close to one another there. And Nickolas, I believe sponsored by Discmania, he's throwing a DD3 here. He was definitely asking him about his bag a little bit.
Yep, stand up. Come out of there. Yeah,
so pretty.
That's blasted.
Gets some nice turn, but a little bit wide. We'll see where he finishes there. He does come back, so he'll have kind of a diagonal look across the fairway. I'm going to the forehand again, seeing if I can kind of give it half a look. Feeling pretty decent about my putting, so not super worried about running this one a bit. And just kind of underpowered that one, slid just a little bit past it. So relatively short comebacker once again.
Thad from that circle 2 area. Looks like he has some room to run it. Oh, come on. That should have stuck. That one looked so good. It's okay.
You know he wanted
Yes.
that one. Back-to-back circle 2 looks would be great on 16 and 17. That one just wouldn't fall.
Let's see if Nick can collect here.
His shot was much closer than I thought. He left that putt just low, and I think he thought that one was in.
Yeah, frustrating indeed.
Here's Chandler. He's got a bit of a lead still. This would certainly be a nice pickup for him. Wrapping it just a little around the tree. And in. He picked off that hole both rounds. I think for most players, getting it once is an accomplishment. Twice is pretty impressive for one of the tougher holes here on the Northwest course.
That's Chandler Fry for you. One of the best in the state.
Yeah. So I've got a little bit of a cleanup putt here. Again, this pine straw he always wants to slide just a little bit. So putting has been pretty solid for the tournament so far, but always making sure that we're being careful, being smart, and following the whole routine here. And was able to put that one down the middle. Kind of maintaining that spot, just a few strokes back of Chandler. And with that tap in, we'll enter hole number 18.
Yeah, hole 18, the final hole, baby. Here we go, and this one is not an easy finishing hole. So you have pretty much this middle gap. If you miss your line, you do have some chances to still convert and get close to the basket, but otherwise, just a straight shot. Slightly to the right is the basket, and as you see, no real grass on inside circle, so landing near the basket doesn't guarantee an easy look. And see everybody getting dapped up. It's been a great round, a great tournament overall, man. It's been so fun to watch. My first time even watching this and seeing all the drama unfold, so I can only imagine how it felt for you in that time.
Yeah, absolutely. At this point, we still knew we had some scores to figure out. Chandler puts a really nice move on that shot. We should have some access to the green there. Yeah, again, Northwest as well as the new rhododendron course presents quite a challenge. Quite a few really good participants and some really good scoring out here, especially considering some of the difficult conditions. On that shot there, unfortunately, Thad kind of took a challenge and kick off to the left. I'm trying to recreate what I was able to do in round one, kind of throwing a really flippy driver here.
Get lucky. Back door.
Yeah, a really incredible event, well run, part of our Pac X Cup. Yeah, I'm going to be off to the side here with a bit of work left. But yeah, really incredible event, and we'll excited to see how this hole finishes and how the final results stack up.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Flare it up there. Get in the basket.
Really like this forehand play here by Nickolas. Really nice and driven, catching a nice skip late. So both he and Chandler, I believe, should have a look at their two.
And we got Thad from a patent pending stance.
Tough spot here for Thad.
I think a little late on the release there, but hopefully he'll have a look. You got another forehand up your sleeve?
Yep. I believe he progressed kind of to the right side of the basket. Yep, and I'm kind of swinging that side. That one sticks pretty close to kind of finish out my round.
Not happy with that one?
No, I was definitely looking to put a little bit more action on it. So unfortunately, yeah, none of those forehands were sticking, but I think I got up and down from all of them in the event.
Oh, and a good way to finish there from Thad. Good par save.
Yep, one more stepper from Thad. Yeah, he had a really strong performance. That one hole really just kind of knocked the wind out of his efforts there, but overall he can take a lot of positives from the event. Here's Chandler to finish in style with a birdie. He played a really strong event. I would say the front nine of this round was really the only kind of the only step backwards as he kind of progressed through this event. He led early and led the entire time, so hats off to him for a really strong performance. So Nickolas picks up the birdie there as well. And I'll have just a short look here to kind of finish out the tournament results here and to get our round wrapped up.
Oh. Well, there you have it. That is the Raymond Seick
So
Memorial 2024, and look at this lovely championship trophy. There we go. And let's look at some highlights.
this was a really cool event here at Fort Steilacoom Disc Golf Course. Thanks so much to the sponsors to this event and everything that we saw there. So quickly, I'll kind of wrap up down the leaderboard here. We might have it showing up on the screen as well. Lots of great competitors in the MPO field. We were pretty stacked. So overall for MPO, we had 23 competitors in the field. Chandler Fry took first place. Jack Schroeder actually shot a 7 down this round and tied me in second place. And Thad TenKley then stuck around to stick in fourth place. So lots of drama happening in the woods, some really cool disc golf, and super awesome to join you here on the coverage to kind of review this whole event.
Yeah, and thanks to everybody who has tuned in through all this time. If you enjoyed what you watched, be sure to like and subscribe. Also, you can go to fairwaymedia.golf, pick up some merch, support. Also, subscribe to their membership program. You get early access to footage, the Discord, and many other things. I'm Peter Artman. That is Tyler Schrock, and thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.
Perfect. You guys mentioned the exact same thing I need to add. I love it.
Splash, bitches. Splash.
The scores?
Yep. You guys are helping me very much.
There we go.
I'm actually going to need a duck here in a minute, so...